If your dog reacts on walks, you might feel like you've done something wrong. You haven't, and your dog isn't bad. We've all seen it. The sudden lunging at another dog, the frantic barking at a delivery driver, or the panic when a child on a scooter zips by too closely. It is incredibly common to look at that behavior and assume the dog is being defiant, trying to assert dominance, or just showing terrible manners. That assumption is especially frustrating when you know your dog. You've practiced. They can do a beautiful sit or a flawless leave it in your kitchen. But the second you step outside, all that training evaporates. Treating this as an obedience issue traps you in an unfair cycle of guilt. You blame yourself for not training hard enough, while your dog's actual struggle goes unaddressed. So why do perfectly trained cues vanish the exact moment a trigger appears? The truth is, reactivity is an involuntary emotional response. It's an internal reaction rather than a behavioral choice you can simply correct away. Those lunges, the intense barks, and the sudden freezing are distress signals. They show a dog who is struggling with their environment, not one who is actively fighting against you. This diagram of a dog's brain shows why this happens. Obedience and reactivity are controlled by two entirely different competing systems. The first is the thinking brain. This area handles logic and trained behaviors, required for processing cues like sit. The second is the threat detection system. This mechanism is older and much faster. In a perceived emergency, it does not wait for logical processing. Every dog has a threshold. This is the tipping point of overwhelm, reached when a trigger gets too close or intense. The moment your dog crosses that threshold, a neurological override takes place. The thinking brain essentially powers down to prioritize immediate survival actions. When a dog is over threshold, they genuinely cannot access the part of their brain that knows the cue. At this point, obedience is physically impossible. Their nervous system has entered a full alarm state. That results in the involuntary physical responses we see on walks: immediate fight, flight, or freeze. Seeing the struggle beneath the behavior changes how you feel on the walk. It allows you to see that your dog is having a difficult time, regardless of how the behavior looks on the surface. Recognizing that panic changes your own reaction from frustration to empathy. It also reveals exactly why traditional discipline and corrections are the wrong tools for an emotional crisis. To help a reactive dog, we follow a specific order. Calm comes before control, safety precedes exposure, and trust must be established before obedience. If you've spent hours working on cues, that effort isn't wasted. It simply lacks the foundational layer of emotional regulation. We just have to build that first. That means redefining what a successful walk looks like. Focus on cultivating a dog who feels safer in the world, rather than aiming for a perfectly robotic animal. Real progress is measured in small steps. It looks like a dog who strings together a few more moments of calm, and who recovers from a sudden scare much faster than they used to. Shifting your focus to fostering safety creates the environment where true obedience can eventually thrive. The next time your dog reacts, try skipping the frustration. Instead, pause and ask yourself, what exactly was in the environment right before the reaction happened? By mapping out the environment, we visualize the variables. Was it the speed of a passing bike, a sound from a blind corner, or the exact distance of another dog? Focus strictly on gathering data and noticing patterns, setting aside the pressure to fix it. Just try to notice one thing a little more clearly this week. Observing that specific what in the environment is the crucial first step toward providing the emotional safety your dog needs.